Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in the august company of two bona fide legends. The topic of our chat is from outsider to ruler. Why I was asked to moderate this discussion because we're talking about outsiders is anyone's guess. But jokes apart, I'm really excited to be here. This is truly an honor for me as well. I'm just going to read something out because I wrote it myself and I think it's important that I say it as is. Some journeys in life aren't written, they're fought for. Two incredible souls sit with us today, whose journeys began far from the gates of power, fame, and legacy. What they've built isn't just stardom, ladies and gentlemen, it's history. Shah Rukh Khan, the boy who ran onto the streets of Mumbai with a broken heart and 1,000 dreams, who would go on to become not just a Badshah of Bollywood, but one of the greatest cultural icons the world has ever seen. Thank you. Deepika Padukone, the athlete who crossed borders, crossed oceans, and then beautifully crossed into history. A global superstar who stands today as a symbol of beauty, strength, eternal and timeless grace. This afternoon, we go beyond the flashbulbs and fairy tales and talk about the truth beyond and behind the triumph, the sacrifices, sometimes the loneliness, the pressure, the grace. This is not a conversation about success, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is a conversation about survival spirit and staying human through it all. All right, are we ready?
So before we move on, I would just like to say, and on behalf of Deepika and myself, that Karan is not an anchor. We thank him and we are extremely grateful for being kind enough to do this interview. A filmmaker of the highest reckoning in our country, one of the nicest people, a fantastic producer like his father used to be, a brilliant script writer, and I have been fortunate enough to have worked with him, so thank you. And I hope one day Deepika also gets a chance to work with this wonderful film director and producer. Thank you, Karan, for doing this for us. Bless you, man.
Let me begin by saying that this is truly exciting for me, not just as a filmmaker, as a cinegoer, but also knowing you both very personally over decades. With Bhai, of course, it's been 3 decades, and I still remember my first interaction with Deepika at Mannat. I met Deepika when she was shooting for Om Shanti Om. Probably didn't know it then that she would go on to become a global phenomena, and so proud, Deepika, of every achievement of yours. Congratulations. With Bhai, I don't need to say his achievements speak beyond even his brand. I mean, they're everywhere. Having seen him on red carpets and seen him achieve global glory, every achievement of his somehow feels very personal, not just to me, but to the entire nation. If I go back, and because our topic talks about being an outsider to the movie business, to the world of Indian cinema, what was the hunger inside you that really fueled you at that point of time? Was it ambition, proving something, running from pain, running towards a dream? What was the origin of that emotion?
So when I just first like to clarify, because there's a lot of discussion. You know, hunger, ambition, all these are lofty words, and it's wonderful to describe yourself and say कि हाँ, मैं बहुत भूखा था, मैंने बहुत मेहनत की. These are lofty words once you have made it big, so I don't believe in them. I also have a problem about distinction of this insider and outsider. I think it is not important where you come from. It is not important कि आप किस जगह से आए हो और इस वर्ल्ड में बसना चाहते हो. Actually, what is important is आप इस वर्ल्ड में, या जो भी वर्ल्ड आप चूज करो, बिजनेस है, फिल्म्स है, पॉलिटिक्स है, आप उसमें अपनी जगह कैसे बनाना चाहते हो. What happens is most people start thinking, oh, I'm from the outside world, only the privileged will get a chance. I don't have such a distinguished background, I will not get it. So if you start wallowing in self-pity and thinking these things, you will never give your full force of energy to make a space for yourself in the world that you want to be part of. So, ऐसा नहीं है, ये जो दुनिया होती है ना जिसमें भी हम घुसना चाहते हैं, थोड़ा इनसाइड आउटसाइड सब बात करते हैं. It's like a sphere. और sphere में जगह, actually let me also tell you, this world, whichever world you want, does not give a damn about you. It does not make, you're very insignificant. उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता दीपिका कहाँ से आई, शाहरुख कहाँ से आया, करण कहाँ से आया, ये फिल्मी है, नॉन फिल्मी है, गरीब है, अमीर है. But आपकी choice है. So you have to find space in that sphere by pushing it and working hard, finding out how this world works, and then give your best to it. And जब मैं यहाँ पर आया था, I never thought I cannot be part of this world because I'm an outsider. I believed यही मेरी दुनिया है. And to be honest, everybody in the film industry from day one embraced me with open arms, like a new sun landing on Marine Drive. So I felt like ये दुनिया मेरी है, ये जगह मेरी है, because I believed this is the world I want to belong to. And I lost, I think in 24 hours, one whole family, and I gained a new family. So I think what is important is to believe you want to be part of this world, make those choices. Ambition, hunger, pain, problems, those are just lofty words. You just need to be determined. ये मेरी दुनिया है और मुझे यहाँ पर काम करना है. I had the ability, I had the skill maybe a little bit, बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं, इतना talented नहीं हूँ मैं, but I had lots of hard work. And that's all you need to make a place for yourself if you're an outsider. Yeah. Next answer, इतना serious नहीं दूंगा, so we can enjoy more. Okay.
Deepika, do you remember what the beginning felt like when you started your journey? I mean, when you began your journey with Shah Rukh himself in Om Shanti Om, did you realize, did you feel, what was that feeling? What was that exact kind of emotion that, went through you?
I have to agree with Shah Rukh that these are terms that we seem to be discussing now, insider, outsider. When I began, it was just a new world. I was a 16, 17-year-old girl who came from Bangalore, and Farah Khan showed interest in casting me in a movie. I was transitioning between Bangalore and Mumbai at the time, and she didn't even audition me. I remember doing a meeting with her once, and she said, I want you to meet Shah Rukh once, and he was shooting for Chak De in Australia at the time. And she said, once he's back, we'll do a meeting, and that was it. So for me, it just happened. Of course, I was a model before that, and they'd seen some of my work, but I never felt like I was an outsider trying to make my place in a new industry. Or I had the dedication, I had the passion, I had the determination, the hard work. Those were the things in my control, and those were the things that I applied to what I was passionate about. But as a child, I felt like somewhere as a kid, I knew that whatever I do in my life, I will do it well, to the best of my ability. And then, Om Shanti Om happened, and again, a place where I was just allowed to thrive, make mistakes. I never was made to feel like a newcomer or an outsider, and you've seen that so closely, Karan, in the way that I was presented. I can't think of the last time, a newcomer was given a double role. Such meaty roles and characters, and something that you could really sink your teeth into, and opposite the biggest superstar of our country. I mean, it's unheard of, right? Call it destiny, hard work, whatever. But I think the point being that it just felt like home. It felt comfortable. I could make mistakes. I could be vulnerable. And I think that's why I was able to thrive, and then the movie went on to do what it did, because it was just made with a lot of love.
Were there points though, and this is something that I'm sure you've sort of, you've gone through those beats emotionally, if I have to ask you, where you felt like things are not right, that, you know, that this is time for me to take a step back? Because with all the achievement, there also comes a certain level of loneliness, self-assessment, and then there comes a time where you feel like, should I just take a step back from everything? Because, you know, times are different now for me than they were before.
The only time some years back, I was sitting at home and Karan Johar came to my house with a script. I won't name the script. And the script required me to be wearing a skirt throughout the film. That is the only time I wanted to step back. I said, yaar, itne aisa to nahi hoga, yaar, main skirt pehen ke, picture mein kaam karunga. It was one of those films in olden times where men wore skirts. But men wore skirts, not androgynous men like me wearing skirts. So
It was the character, bhai. I think it wasn't anything.
वो character के लिए तू खुद skirt पहन के खुद acting करना जब तेरा दिल करे.
Where people would believe I could wear a skirt and do a film, I can assure you.
मैं pants में ठीक हूँ. But having said that, no, I've never felt the desire. Yes, whenever I failed, I have always felt the failure twice as much than I would, because I never do it personally. कि मेरी film flop हो गई, मेरा काम खराब हो गया. So I go through these pangs that I've let down lots of people around the world. Because I know in 35 years, बहुत सारे लोग बहुत प्रेम से, बहुत दिल में चाह रखकर मेरी फिल्म देखने आते हैं कि हम एंटरटेन होंगे, हम खुश होंगे. तो जब मैं गंदी पिक्चर बनाता हूँ ना, तो मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा मैं पर्सनली लेता हूँ, as if I have maybe insulted the trust that they have in me. So it really bogs me down. फिर मेरा एक मेथड है, फिर मैं रोता हूँ बाथरूम में लॉक करके अपने आप को, फिर 1-2 दिन ऐसा दुखी हो जाता हूँ. But I've never felt that I'm defeated. I've never felt कि मैं गिर गया, अब उठ नहीं सकता. I'm very clear on that. कि दुख बहुत होता है, रोना भी बहुत आता है, परेशानी भी बहुत होती है. 1-2 बार मैंने कुकिंग भी सीख ली कि एक्टिंग छोड़ता हूँ, शेफ बन जाता हूँ. लेकिन हारता कभी नहीं हूँ मैं. I know I don't allow defeat to overtake me. I get beaten, I maybe fall down, but I don't allow. So no, I've never, ever, I'm being honest, I'm not being pompous. I never, ever feel defeated vis-a-vis my work. I feel bad that I've done it wrong and bad, but I never feel
When we look at your journey, almost we can say this with utter confidence that you could be the brand ambassador for resilience, because you have weathered those storms, weathered them beautifully, emerged from them even more victoriously. I don't think any amount of analysis is enough to describe your journey as a movie star, and I think there never will be a journey like that.
It is. From Deepika and my film Om Shanti Om, I feel like the king of the world.
Well, Deepika, if I had to ask you, there is an expression that goes, it's lonely at the top. It's been said, movie stars, rock stars of the world have admitted to it. And 2 things happen. One, it sometimes can be lonely, and the other is like, how do you protect your relationships? Because, you can feel isolated with all that achievement. So if I had to, it's a double-part question. Is it lonely at the top, A? And how have you protected your relationships through your journey of superstardom?
I don't know if it's lonely at the top, but I've always been a very, I'm inherently a very shy person. So it's very difficult for me to make new friends and open up. Once I do, then they're friends for life. But I've always been a very shy and introverted and awkward person in social gatherings. Karan, you know this. I'm very, very awkward. So for me, I think what I've held on to very dearly are my friends from school, my family. I think that's what, I think they keep me rooted, they keep me grounded. I've had a bunch of friends from school, and that's what, continues even to this date. But lonely at the top, I don't know. Yeah, no, it's not. Okay.
In a sense, you both have that in common. One thing about Shahrukh and Deepika, that they're both very awkward in social outings. While they are massive movie stars and have what is perceived as extroverted personalities. Far from the truth. You have to know this about Shah Rukh Khan. He's the most awkward at a party. He likes to find a corner and be there. And try taking him into a departmental store or any kind of place where there are people and he will be awkward. The same goes with Deepika. There is this duality, right? That people expect you to be a certain kind of person. Combating that duality is tough sometimes. Because people have a way of expecting you to always be Shah Rukh Khan. How tough is that?
I don't know. I don't work for expectations. I don't work for any other reason. I only do anything that I do with a lot of reality to it. मैं बहुत सच्चाई से करता हूँ. मुझे अगर कोई चीज़ अच्छी नहीं लगती, if I don't like it, I don't do it. So, but I'd be very honest. I don't know more than being anything else as an actor. I love making people smile and make them happy. So when I come on the stage, I can be very shy, I can be very awkward, I am, all that. And that's why I love Deepika, because she's taller than me. So what happens is, when we go out to a party, I can hide behind her.
It's true.
Yeah.
They're two awkward people, and then he runs behind me, and then I'm running behind him, and they're just trying to hide behind each other.
But there is no duality. It's very strange. मैं बहुत shy हूँ. But with hundreds and thousands of people, I'm very happy because I know I can bring happiness to them. But if I go to a personal party, I don't know how many people are going to get happy. मैं तेरी पार्टी पे आया. जैसे मैं करण को बोल रहा था कि जब पार्टी पे बुलाता है तो फैंसी ड्रेस पार्टी होती है. The theme is gold. कहाँ से लेके आऊँगा gold? The theme is shimmer, sizzle. तो ऐसा ना, then I feel very much like an outsider, like a penguin in a zoo. in the wrong cage. So तब मैं outsider जरूर feel करता हूँ. But you know, when if I come to your party and I stand in the middle of the party, Karan has lovely parties, we all know. I come to that party and if I do this, वहाँ पे एक भी आदमी ऐसा नहीं है जो ऐसा करेगा. सब ऐसा देखेंगे, अरे ये तो देखा हुआ है, क्या कर रहा है ये शाहरुख and all. तो ये जो प्यार है makes me want to do things for real people. So this is not duality. All of them are my own. At parties, बहुत बार करूँगा, यही तो आता है करना यार. और आता क्या? So at parties, I meet strangers, known strangers. Yeah. In public, I meet my own. So I don't feel awkward with my family.
Yeah. Deepika, we spoke just briefly right now about the biggest joy of being a parent. In what way? I mean, you know, when I've been asked this question, in what way it changed me when, you know, Yash and Ruhi were born. And the first thing it did was bring in a sense of like responsibility that I've never felt before. Like, because, you know, two lives that you have to govern and nurture, and you're so accountable to those lives. Did you ever self-reflect about what's the big change that happened immediately after Dua was born and brought into your beautiful life?
You know, it's interesting that you're asking me that question now, Karan, because I feel like I'm discovering that. I'm discovering this new life post. Of course, like you're saying, the minute you've had a child, you're now responsible for another human being. And especially in our industry where everything has been so, or at least in the way that I've led my life, it's not an industry thing, sorry, it's in the way that I've led my life, it's been so much about me leaving home, my ambition, my career, everything has been about my life and everything that I wanted for myself, and now suddenly you're caring for this little thing, and that is dependent on you for everything. And I mean, I've always wanted to be a mother, so I'm, you know, enjoying every bit of that. But I think I'm now navigating what this new life for me post-motherhood is going to be. And, you know, just sort of being responsible, like you said, for another person.
Yeah.
And that person comes before you. I'm navigating that. I don't think I found the answers to that yet.
Well, you should ask the parent of the decade, like literally. Because I want to tell you, each and every time I look at the way he is with his 3 children, I die of all kinds of complexes. Because he's present for them at every juncture, at every annual day, every sports day, every event. He's training them to run. I can't do any of those things. I'm not physically capable. But like, he's just like this model parent. Like, how do you even do it? And why do you do it? Because we die of that comparison.
So I'll tell you, I think it's a line by a writer, a lady writer called Sue Townshend, or maybe I'm wrong. But I read it somewhere when I was growing up, and maybe because, you know, I'd lost my parents, so it has some effect, but I don't want to go in the past. It said, the decision to have a child is the decision to allow or take a piece of your heart and allow it to walk outside your body.
That's so true.
So, I think, सर अपना दिल का टुकड़ा ऐसे ना मेरी माँ हैदराबादी थी अम्मा तुम्हारा दिल का टुकड़ा ना so it's a really a piece of heart walking out. मेरे पास 3 हैं एक बड़ा हार्ट है एक मीडियम हार्ट है एक छोटा हार्ट है छोटे छोटे पीसेस मेरे चारों तरफ घूम रहे हैं so I really feel you know even when you asked about the lonely at the top bit I just like to tell everyone जो यहाँ पर हैं जो जवान हैं जिनके बच्चे नहीं उनको मैं एक तरकीब बताऊंगा जो मेरी उम्र के हैं या जिनके बच्चे हैं उनको ये तरकीब बताऊंगा you will never be lonely if you can make your children laugh and those who don't have children if you can make your parents laugh you'll never be lonely so I think this is और मैं इतना फनी हूं मेरे बच्चों के लिए कि मैं उनको अगर कभी डांटता भी हूं या डांटता मैंने आज तक डांटा ही नहीं बच्चों को दीपिका को भी नहीं डांटा जब ओम शांति में बच्ची आई so when I say something अरे listen you have to sleep by 10 o'clock mama has said this so what do they do oh my god SRK बेटे को हाथ लगाने से so they do all this so I am a joke in my house but more than a joke I think I make my children happy my family happy my wife happy and if you are young then just make your parents happy and you will never feel lonely in your life I think that's the trick
but there's just some things that you do that are very tough for us to emulate because my son came to me once and said that Shah Rukh uncle trains Abram before sports day. Why aren't you training me? I mean, can you imagine me training my son how to run on sports day? Do you think that's even physically possible? It's really quite terrifying.
I think, Karan, what you should do is, because Deepika is such a wonderful athlete, it's in her genes.
Send them to me.
नहीं पहले करण तू ट्रेन हो जा हमारे से उसके बाद तू जाके बच्चों को ट्रेन करना
I don't know when this became a roast but anyway आपने जो भी कहा सर आंखों पर but as you know and this is a question I'm dying to ask really by your own admission you have said that you can romance even a tree now everybody knows, and all of you wonderful women in the audience will agree, who can romance better than Shah Rukh Khan on screen? Chemistry is something that is always attributed to Shah Rukh Khan when it comes to his leading ladies. We all know Shah Rukh and Deepika have incredible on-screen chemistry. What really truly constitutes this word, chemistry? Like, is there something academically associated with it, or is it just in your DNA and you can't help it?
Only for Deepika. तेरी आंखों की नमकीन मस्ती. Don't interrupt while I'm trying to romance a Buckley. तेरी आंखों की नमकीन मस्तियां, तेरी हंसी की बेपरवाह गुस्ताखियां, तेरी जुल्फों की लहराती अंगड़ाइयां, नहीं भूलूंगा मैं जब तक है जान. जब तक है जान.
What constitutes this chemistry?
I think, honestly, मैं बताऊं, I hope it's not like a cliched answer, but I have too much respect for women. It comes inherently, innately from inside me. It's not a thing that, it's not a facile thing that, you know, कि हम respect करते हैं औरतों को. I just feel genuine love for every woman that I meet. Whether she's 6 years old or she's 60 years old. I just find them gentler. I just find them kinder. I find them the ones who provide nature. I don't know how to explain it. They're connected to God, Bhagwan, Allah. I think they're all connected in some way to nature. So I feel a lot of love for women in the rightest, kindest, most sensitive way of the word. So if you have respect in your eyes and you say things to a lady, even if it's like, would you like to come out for dinner with me, or something even more than that or less than that, I think it just feels more gentle and loved. I think that's chemistry. I don't know it's a chemical reaction. I don't think it's a chemical reaction, apart from the dopamine and stuff that I said. But I think there is just respect is chemistry. I think that's it.
And Deepika, does it feel like he is a class apart where it comes to portraying romance? Because you've romanced, you know, so many other leading men on screen. What is the difference that Shah Rukh Khan brings to the romance of the movies?
Respect. I think
Wow.
in the way that he... And you know, Karan, it's not just respect for a woman when the camera's rolling, but it's so... it's in every pore of his body. So it could be the camera's not rolling, you're sitting on the side. He's always aware about the presence of a woman and ensuring that she's comfortable, that she's well taken care of, and so it just comes very, you know, it's not put on, it's not a switch on, switch off. That's just inherently who he is. I mean, we were backstage. That's just the way he is. I don't know him any other way. I've known him from the time I was, 16, 17. I'm 39 now. He's always been like that in any scenario. It doesn't have to be in a public forum, or not necessarily only when the cameras are rolling. And I think it just stems from love, from genuine love and respect.
We're in different times from when both your journeys began. Today, there is, of course, a burst of social media. Of course, we're talking even in terms of filmmaking, technology, artificial intelligence. So much has changed. I mean, the way the climate was when you were on the set in the 90s, when you joined the movies, your first release was 2007. Today, there is a lot of projection through social media. There is a certain image management. So much has changed with the actors who are just coming in. Do you look at some of the things that are happening around you and you're like, why is this the way it is? Why are some people paper tigers? Why are they just so conscious of their image management? Why is what is going on feeling inauthentic? Does that cross your mind?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, मैं इतना सोचता नहीं दूसरों के बारे में. क्या फर्क? क्या कर रहा होगा, जो भी कर रहा होगा. But to be honest, I think I would suggest to everybody जो फिल्मों में आना चाहते हैं, मेरे को ये दुनिया ज़्यादा समझ में आती है. So I would suggest to people that there is the desire now, because of social media और इतनी सारी चीज़ें जो आ गई हैं, कि everybody wants to be seen. हम दिखें, हम दिखें, हम दिखें. हम इस दिखाने में अपने आप को देखना भूल गए. We stopped seeing ourselves. So I would just tell everybody कि ये path जो है, films, because I just know films, is as difficult, as easy as any other business. It'll have its pitfalls, it'll have its highs. You have to just work hard diligently, do your thing, believe in your talent and your skill, hone it as you go along. Don't let bad days bring you down. Don't let good days make you mad, just like in any other business. But the idea is, this path is not a proven path, a garden of roses. This is not the path that is going to lead to success like nowhere else it does. But what you have to do is, instead of wanting to be seen, walk this path with diligence and keep walking towards you. Look at yourself. दिखाना ज़रूरी नहीं है, अपने आप को देखना ज़रूरी है. Understand who you are. Feel who you are from within. And I think that's most important. So when people get into this hole of मेरा एक फोटो आ जाए, मेरा एक Instagram, it's okay. I mean, it's nice, it's sweet, it's very nice, very good. But I just feel it's, I think we should never forget that we have to look at ourselves. Like बचपन में ना माँ बाप बोलते थे अपने आप को शीशे में देखकर पहचानो तुम कौन हो. I think we have to see ourselves more than try to be seen by the world outside.
Absolutely agree. And what an absolutely beautiful way of putting it. And I think it kind of simplifies the times in the most beautiful way, the way you worded about looking within. I really truly believe that is something that should be exercised. Deepika, do you agree with that? Because there are so many young, actors who are coming in, and you're the benchmark of stardom, of talent, and so much. There's so many girls coming into the industry from the outside or from the inside, and you've set the benchmark, as I said, the barometer of success. Is there anything that you'd like to say to them? Is there a piece of advice that you'd like to give when they're all at the beginning of their journeys right now? Because you did begin your journey and you had feelings then. What is your advice to them?
I mean, I think in a way, the generation today is very lucky because there's so much at their disposal. When I started off in 2007 or even before, we didn't have image managers, stylists, hair, makeup, the whole entourage with that sort of comes with, like, you're ready to now step into this world, into the limelight and present the best version of yourself. I think I came from a time when you learnt on the job, you made your mistakes, you've seen your work, you get feedback, you work on that. So I think there's certainly an advantage to the amount of knowledge and information that there is out there today. But I think most importantly, to not lose who you are in that process, because what makes one actor unique from the other is yourself. Every role can be played by every actor. So if something's offered to me, somebody else can do it. But eventually what makes it different is how I do it and how I bring a little bit of myself to that role versus say how somebody else, So I think to not worry about what is happening around you, but really tune in and be authentic is when I think you will be seen and will help you stand out from everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, an image is an image by definition. Image का मतलब होता है duplicate photo. So that's never the real you. So you have to assess yourself हर बार कि यार मैं अगर आप मुझे कुछ करने को बोलें जो मेरी नेचर से विपरीत है, अलग है, जो मुझे समझ भी नहीं आता और वो मैं करूं, so I think that is wrong image building. You have to exude, you have to tell people this is who I am, क्योंकि आप unique हो, Deepika unique है, all of us are unique and everybody likes to see new things. So if you are able to bring your uniqueness, that image is what people will like. Not an image which is copied from X, Y, Z, cut, paste and put just because. So I think that is one thing you have to realize कि आप inherently कौन हो, वो build up करना ज़रूरी है. You have to be honest to yourself, like she said. You have to just be the unique real you. It's like a thumbprint. Every thumbprint is different. So can I make this thumbprint of mine an image for everybody to like or dislike? Not take your thumbprint or her thumbprint and become a copy.
Is to be truly who you are, who you inherently are, and project that, you basically present your authentic self. What does Shah Rukh Khan do when the cameras are off, when their arc lights are not around him, when Shah Rukh Khan is in, to the manner born of course, but in his mansion? What would you catch him doing on a day where none of the trappings of stardom surround him?
Actually, Karan, you would know it, even Deepika would know it. They are my very close friends and I love them. They must have seen. I don't do anything. मैं तो बोल भी चुका हूँ, मेरे बाप ने सिखाया था, जो कुछ नहीं करते वो कमाल करते हैं. तो मैं कुछ नहीं करता यार, मैं कुछ भी नहीं करता एक्चुअली. मैं घर के काम कर लेता हूँ. अगर घर की सफाई हो रही है, बीवी ने कह दिया कि वो कमरा खराब, मैं साफ कर देता हूँ. एंड ये जेन्युइन बात है. मेरा बेटा बोल दे मेरी कॉपीज का कवर नहीं लगा हुआ, आजकल तो कॉपीज भी नहीं होती, या आईपैड को थोड़ा सा आप अपडेट कर देना, वो कर देता हूँ. मैं बहुत छोटी छोटी चीज़ें करता हूँ, बहुत हल्की हल्की हरकतें करता हूँ, या कुछ भी नहीं करता हूँ. आई रियली डोंट इंडल्ज इन ओवर वर्किंग, ओवर थिंकिंग, ओवर डूइंग. आई एम इन अ मेडिटेटिव स्टेट ऑफ माइंड. तो मैं ऐसे ही यार घर में बैठा हुआ हूँ. व्हेन आई एम नॉट ऑन अ सेट, आई डोंट डू एनीथिंग. Honestly, but obviously I'll make my friends happy, I'll play with my kids, that's a given. I would love to do that, but beyond that I don't think I do anything. यार एक हाँ मेरे को कल परसों ना ऐसा एक इंग्लिश वर्ड है ना, मी टाइम, ऐसा ना लोग बोलते हैं कि
Yes, me time.
आई रियली नीड सम मी टाइम, यू नो, मी टाइम.
क्या मतलब है मी टाइम का?
मी टाइम का मतलब क्या होता है? So,
But what you said in jest about घर के काम करना, and I do know you're that, but there's somebody sitting next to you that genuinely, when the cameras are off and she's at home, she's definitely cleaning her house. I'm definitely quite sure that Deepika is actually cleaning her house.
एक दो
Deepika, we all know
एक दो
that
बार तो मैंने भी कॉल किया कि मेरा भी घर आके साफ कर दे.
I offered him my services when he was
She's
cleaning
offered.
the
because
cupboard.
Anytime.
anybody who knows Deepika closely, and I'm very happy I do, that she is a huge planner. She will literally want to plan her life to perfection. So I really want you to describe to people what you're doing when you have me time.
My me time is, so there's a study room where all these packages come, where all the mails come, where all the mail comes, where all the boxes, and like there's just so much stuff to look at. So the first thing I do on a day off is sort of just like sort out, segregate, put things in its place. I'm cleaning the kitchen, I'm checking fruits, vegetables, bhaji, stock for the week, for the month. Now Dua's things, so like is everything for her, has everything been ordered, do we have stock for everything, laundry, cleaning,
See, I told you.
systems, processes, running a house like anyone else here, anyone here would be doing. just
I've
running a
met
house.
actors right through my journey of 3 decades, Deepika. I've never met somebody who actually is doing all these things in their home. You really are. Like literally you're doing the planning, you're working, you're doing all those domestic duties to perfection. I've seen it happen in front of my eyes, and it's strange. It shouldn't seem new. It shouldn't seem like this is like something that is odd or bizarre or strange, but I've never seen anybody else do it.
I don't know any other way. I mean, maybe also I started off like this. I started off, I didn't have such a big home. I didn't have help. I mean, I've literally started from scratch. So, my finances, like, everything. Everything has to be looked at and done.
Good, well done, well done. Deepika, if I had to ask you what you would tell your younger self today, it's a question I know we've heard, we've been asked, but I know what I would tell my younger self. What would you tell your younger self today, having achieved everything? Is there a piece of advice you would have given to yourself when you began?
I'm actually going to tell myself that I've done pretty well, you know.
Good. Yes, you have. More than pretty well.
Because I don't think you don't really sit back and sometimes look at the journey, and I've always been very critical. I've always been someone who looks at something and I'm like, I don't celebrate the moments too much. I'm someone who looks at something very, in a sort of straightforward manner. Okay, this worked. Okay, this didn't work. What can I do better? Okay, I did well. Move on. You know, I've always moved on from good things in my life. I've paused, looked at it, moved on. If something not so great has happened, okay, what could I have done better? And learn from that and move on. But I think today when I look back at the journey, a small thing like, I didn't realize when I made the decision at that time, but as an 18-year-old to move cities from, and to come to a city like Mumbai and leave your parents behind is actually a big decision, which I didn't realize at the time. I realized today at this age that that was actually a big decision to make. So I think it's those little things, and then having to navigate, life with trial and error, making mistakes, meeting people along the way. So I think overall, when I look back, I'd say not bad, well done.
You go, girl. Well done. What would Shah Rukh Khan tell the younger Shah Rukh Khan who came to Mumbai to work and to be an artist?
एक सेकेंड, तेरी आंखों की नमकीन अब तो प्यार सा हो गया. But when I was, I think मेरी एक थ्योरी है, when you're young, हमें लगता है हमें सब पता है, लेकिन बहुत चीजें पता नहीं होती. So unconflicted होते हैं हम. As we grow older, fears, anxiety, pareshaniyan, thoughtfulness, this actually takes over. So when you're young, you experience the adventure called life without any obstacles, inhibitions, because इतना समझ नहीं होती है. There is, strangely, clarity of thought because हमारे को इतनी thoughts ही नहीं होती. So when I was young, I think I was a little brash. I think I was a little overconfident. I think I was a bit reckless. And I would like to tell my younger self, thank you for being like that. Because एक सेकंड, ये क्वेश्चन में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया है.
नहीं, ठीक है, जवाब बहुत खूबसूरत है.
नहीं, ये यंगर सेल्फ मतलब क्या होता है? अभी मैं यंग नहीं हूं. ओके. जब मैं छोटा बच्चा था, अकल का कच्चा था,
बड़ी शरारतें करता
बड़ी
था.
शरारत करता. So I believe when I was young, I was brash, I was overconfident. कुछ मैं अपने पुराने इंटरव्यू सुनता हूं, reckless भी था, बहुत सारा stupid भी था. But I think I'm very happy मैं वैसा था. Otherwise I would have never chosen the path that I am here with such wonderful people and in this august company. And I think I'm happy because yes, I was a little gutsy also. So thank you, young Shah Rukh Khan, for being so cool.
We're at an important event. Waves marks the beginning of so much in the world of entertainment. It's a hugely big step in the world of media and entertainment, and the initiative taken by the Honorable Prime Minister. What do you think, and how do you think actually Waves can contribute to the ecosystem of entertainment?
I think you always need, this is, first of all, it's outstanding that this initiative has come from the Honorable Prime Minister himself, and he took the initiative. Otherwise, film industry वाले तो यही रोते रहते हैं कि हम तो industry status कब दोगे, industry status कब दोगे. And in times when I think filmmaking has become more difficult, it has become more and more arduous to be able to get audiences to come into theaters in large numbers because there's so many other platforms. So I think we should think of filmmaking as for all platforms. And with Waves, I think 2-3 things can happen. I think one, this is my point of view, which I was discussing backstage before I came in, that one, I think shooting processes in India should become easier, not only for us, Indian filmmakers, but also for people who would like to come from abroad and shoot in this country. I think that, because India is so much to offer. It is so culturally rich, it is so beautiful. And I think, yeah, it's wrong that of course, we also go abroad and shoot, but can we invite people, atithis to come here and give them all the infrastructure that they're used to, because their infrastructure is a little better than ours, we have to accept that. Give it to them and say, come shoot in India. That's one. The second part of it is, when these festivals happen, I don't know much, I've just been to one of them, when they have these trade exchanges and films are sold all over the world, Indians, every 5th person in the world is Indian. That means we are in every corner of the world. Our films need to be taken there. I think it's very important. So all these big festivals, some kind of a trade, bilateral, not bilateral, unilateral, singulateral, many-lateral trade should start happening with Waves presence and with the stakeholders in the businesses like yourself and other people in the film industry and on the OTT platforms. And last but not the least, I still believe the call of the day is a lot more theaters, simpler theaters, cheaper theaters in smaller towns and cities so that we can showcase Indian films in whichever language to a larger majority of Indians for cheaper rates. Otherwise, it is becoming very expensive, only in big towns, so what we call B satellite towns or C satellite towns, cheaper theaters all over the place. And then, this whole model of China that we keep talking about, number of theaters will increase number of footfalls, and we are able to give entertainment cheaper and to every corner of the country. I think these 3 things, the rest, Deepika, you decide. What can Waves do and you decide. मैं सारा काम थोड़ा ना करूँगा यार.
We're going to end our discussion soon, but Waves, Deepika, do you think that this is an important and integral platform in the world of media and entertainment for us? It's a growing industry, as you know, and there's so much technology that is working our way in. Waves, of course, is addressing all that and so much more. And how critical is Waves to the ecosystem?
I think very, very timely. I feel like something like this, a coming together of various mediums. I think we have different film festivals, we have different, there's something on for AI, there's something else happening for, for different industries. But I think in the way that this has come together, I think it was high time. And India really being the center of it, I feel like this is the right time. In the way that I think in the way that we're positioned today, so yeah, I just think it's the right time, and it's the coming together of tech, AI, audio, visual, film, entertainment, storytelling, all of that coming together. This is probably the first in the world.
Yeah, and it's like she says, it just got organized in one place.
Everything coming together.
And it's the first year. It's the first year. It's the first one. I think as another year builds up, we'll find details within this coming together, meet each other, and figure out how to take the whole industry forward, not just films, but everything that is in terms of performing arts, music, AI, so many places that we can all take it together. And I really believe we don't collaborate enough. I think Waves will help us collaborate more with each other.
Well, absolutely, and in the words of the Honorable Prime Minister, who has gone on record and said we truly are a bona fide soft power, and I think Waves is one step in kind of, enhancing the possibilities of taking our cinema to the globe. Now, you have to have the last word, so I would love for you to have the last word. Your final thoughts, your closing thoughts on what we are all like in conversation with, of course, with the beautiful people in our audience. What are your closing thoughts for this afternoon?
You want serious or fun?
Be yourself, your authentic self. That's what you've told us always.
I just want to say, I normally don't do interviews, not because I have any anti-feelings about anyone or anything.
Yes, I've been denied many, I know.
Yeah, but I just don't have anything new to say. So it was very nice to be here with friends on stage and being able to share these thoughts. So I want to thank Waves for giving me this opportunity. And more than that, I want to thank all of you for coming out here in such large numbers and listening to us. You're a wonderful set of people. I wish you all the best. I wish you happiness. I wish you health. And I pray that is dunya mein, we all have space for a lot of things, for success, for strife, for fury, for anger, for winning. I think choti si space, and I think Deepika will agree, choti si space we have to create for gentleness. I think gentleness deserves respect in the world. So if we can be kinder, if we can be gentler to each other in every daily life, why? I'll say because I don't think when I was growing up, I was a very gentle kid. I was just a kid. But the love that I got from this country and all the Indians all over the world somehow made me acknowledge the fact that it's not all about me. I've not become who I've become because of me. It is actually the energies confluencing through me or coming through me, which actually is all of you. And this thought has made me realize that I'm a very, very, very small thing in the bigger scheme of things. So thank you very much for making me realize that all of you and this world has given me so much. It has made me humbler. It has made me gentler. It has made me graceful. So I pray for everyone to get from this world what I got from all of you, so that we can spread gentleness and kindness to every corner of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an absolute pleasure and privilege to be in conversation with two cultural icons. Deepika Padukone, whose achievement I don't need to tell you about, her beauty, her grace, and her performances in movies through the decades have not only been admirable but have also been global, and her love that pours in towards her performances and her work and art has been, of course, literally something that we can go on and on about. Shah Rukh Khan, the living legend of Hindi and Indian cinema, in the hearts of millions of Asians across the world, is something that we don't need to reinstate. Thank you. Thank you, Shah Rukh Khan. Thank you, Deepika Padukone. Thank you for being in conversation with me. On behalf of Waves, we are truly grateful for your time this afternoon. Thank you very much.